Welcome to the city of Duisburg for the third World Cup regatta of the season. And the last pieces of the jigsaw before the world's best sprint paddlers go in search of this year's European and World Championship medals, respectively in Asturias in July and Poznan in August. Well, whilst the Hungarians flex their muscles in Szeged, this weekend we'll find out how the sport's other great powerhouse, Germany, is shaping up for the big days ahead. So sit back and relax with myself, David Goldstrom, as we begin our race review with the 200-metre men's kayak finals. Warm conditions, only a slight headwind into the faces of our 9 finalists. 3 names in particular catch the eye. Ed McKeever, successful for Great Britain a week ago in Szeged. Jonas Ems, world and European gold medalist, and Ronald Rau of Germany, who won the first of this season's 200-metre sprints, and that was in Vichy. He's in 6th, his 2 major opponents right beside him to his left, and it's Ronald Rau, the 28-year-old from the Potsdam Kayak Club, who's away very, very smartly, and he's ahead of Jonas Ems from the Essen Kayak Club, and Ed McKeever for Great Britain, third from the right of your picture, is in 3rd place. Jonas Ems, 2nd in Europe, and no show at the moment from lane number 7 from Oleg Karatonov of the Ukraine, last year's European champion. They come towards the line. Ronald Rau still has the advantage over Jonas Ems. Ed McKeever crosses the line in 3rd place, but it's a Germany 1-2 in the opening 200-metre final.
Jonas Ems, Ronny Raue. Nein, Ronny Raue, Jonas Ems und dann Ed McKeever. In the first place, my position.
Well, there still may be 2 years to go to the London 2012 Games, but clearly Germany already showing that they've got a strong hand in this new Olympic discipline. Form in our next final, the women's 200-metre sprint, we have to look at the women in lanes 1 and 2. Australia's Jo Bridgen-Jones from Manly and Germany's Fanny Fisher. Germany doubly represented by this lady, another Olympic champion, Nicole Reinhardt. Fanny Fisher, 2 from the right of your picture, and it's with her that we get away here now. This 23-year-old talent, the niece of the legendary Birgit Fischer, and it's Reinhardt, though, in the centre of the echelon, 4 from the left of your picture, who's away quickly and being chased by Great Britain's Rachel Cawthorne, this very talented 21-year-old, as you see Yu Zhou from China. But it is Nicole Reinhardt. This is her first individual kayak outing in the World Cup. And to her left, Rachel Cawthorne, last year's European bronze medalist from Brandenburg. And at the bottom of the picture, you can't quite see her at the moment, but Fanny Fisher still very much on terms as we come to the last 50 metres of the race now. And it is Nicole Reinhardt who leads there from Fanny Fisher at the bottom, and very close between her and Rachel Cawthorne of Great Britain. That's a photo, but Reinhardt has got the victory.
So
another fine 1-2 for the host nation, but into this field you also have to factor for the upcoming championships Poland's Marta Walczykiewicz and Teresa Portela from Portugal, who were victorious in Vichy and Szeged respectively. So now to the men who kneel in their canoes, and a very open-looking affair for this, the final of the men's Canadian sprint over 200 metres, with none of the first 3 home in Vichy or Szeged involved. But this man is Yevgeny Suklin from Lithuania, 3 times a world bronze medalist, 5 from the left of your picture in the green canoe, getting away very quickly. To his right is Stephan Holt of Germany. This is the man, 29 years of age, world and European gold medalist, now trying to maintain this superb start for the host nation here on the Wedau Regatta course. But it is Suklin who's absolutely storming at the moment as we come through to the half distance, and being chased on the far side by the Olympic bronze medalist over 500 metres, Yuri Shaban, one of 2 Ukrainians. He's in lane number 7, and his teammate Alexander Maximchuk in lane number 8. But it's Suklin, half a boat length ahead, leans back, shoots the bow across, and he gets the victory ahead of the 2 Ukrainians, and I think it's Shaban just ahead of Maximchuk. Excellent race, though, by Suklin.
Wow, pretty cool race, guys. From my point of view, I got the same as...
Well, as they say, you can only beat those who turn up on the day, but waiting in the wings for Suklin, Slovakia's Lubomir Hagara, Nikolai Lipkin from Russia, and France's Mathieu Goubel.
Once again, Canada.
This is the lineup for the last of our Olympic category 200-meter sprints with the world champions from Belarus in lane 1, Roman Pietrashenko and Vadzim Magnev. However, these are the men of the moment, Liam Heath and Johnny Schofield from Great Britain, who were successful less than a week ago in Szeged, and they start from lane 6-4 from the picture, and they're very quickly into their paddling. And it's Great Britain with an early advantage here. The world champions extreme right of your picture, and also going well next to the British out of your picture at the moment are the Danes, Lasse Nielsen and Kasper Nielsen, who were third in Vichy behind the Frenchmen Hibois and Jouve. But it is Great Britain coming towards the finish now, and it looks as if it's going to be 2 out of 2. The world champions at the bottom of the picture, Denmark just beyond the British. It is Great Britain. Whoa, and a photograph there for second and third places.
Entweder die 7 drüben, Dänemark, oder die Bahn 1, Weißrussland. Das überlassen wir als letzte Entscheidung noch einmal den Stockwerken hier unten.
Over half a second, the margin of victory for Great Britain over the world champions, and spirits high in the British camp.
Lane 6, Great Britain, and as well as...
Conditions for Saturday afternoon's 1,000-metre finals as good as they were for yesterday's 200s. And what a matchup we've got in lanes 4 and 5. Menkov versus Brendel, the two men who crossed swords in Vichy, with Brendel getting the victory after the disqualification of Menkov due to his underweight boat. But quickly away too from the bottom of your picture there, Ronald Versch of Germany, under-23 European gold medalist, and just beyond him in 3, Canada's Mark Oldenshaw. Great heritage in his family, his grandfather, his father and his uncle, all Olympians. But Menkov bursting clear as we come towards the half distance, 500 metres to go. Brendel in that German-coloured canoe, who is just about second ahead of Versch and Oldenshaw. And out of the picture, Thomas Hall, Germany's bronze medalist from Beijing, and also David Kahl, who was the runner-up in Beijing, not having an impact on this final. But it's Menkov all the way. Fantastic burst of power, and he holds off the rest of the field. Oldenshaw beginning to close on Ronald Versch. Brendel just in second place, but it is Menkov who's going to be the singles World Cup man of the season. Cruises across the line from Brendel, and Oldenshaw takes third away from Ronald Versch, with finishing in 5th place Thomas Hall for Germany.
Здравствуйте, огромное спасибо за огромное внимание, то, что я участвую.
Well, thanks a lot to everyone for this competition in which I've just participated. It wasn't actually so easy for me to win. I had a bit of luck here in Duisburg to win the gold medal.
Что нас пригласили на соревнования, дали участвовать на 3-м этапе.
And I really hope to win the same medal in the Olympic Games. So once again, thanks to everybody.
В Дуйсбурге золотую медаль. И, конечно же, сейчас буду настраиваться на 500 метров и, конечно, дальнейшее выиграть Олимпийские игры.
Clearly the man to beat in the upcoming Europeans and Worlds, having been first across the line in Vichy, Szeged and Duisburg. Olympic, World and European champions are plenty. In this, the final of the men's kayak over 1,000 metres, with Great Britain's Tim Brabants, the reigning Olympic champion, closest to you in lane number 1. 2 from the bottom of the picture, Adam van Koeverden, the Athens 500-metre gold medalist for Canada. And in lane 3, the reigning kayak champion of the world and Europe, 27-year-old Max Hoff, who was victorious in Vichy over the man in lane 5, Ale Urania, who won in Szeged, the Belarus who's been very much the rookie of the season. And on the near side now, as we come towards the half distance, Tim Brabants of Great Britain, 33 years of age, in this his second comeback race of the season, just ahead of the Canadian, with Max Hoff quietly going about his business in lane number 3. and Brabant's just beginning to show signs of faltering now. Van Coverdon coming on, and also Max Hoff. The lactate building up there, and this is where Brabant's finding it a little bit hard as Uranius tries to get back into this, but it is now Max Hoff, the world champion, the winner in Vichy, who takes it over from the Canadian. Urania closing, also Ken Wallace out of the picture, the Olympic bronze medalist over this distance, coming close, but it is Max Hoff who takes it from Van Coverdon, then Urania, then Brabants, and then Wallace. And race by race, Max Hoff grows in stature.
Ja, das Rennen war sehr schön, sehr
The race was beautiful,
und,
quite hard, but I had enough energy in the last meters to go even faster. I had a lot of pleasure, and now I'm waiting for the World Championships.
Hat Spaß gemacht und ja, war ein harter Wettkampf.
Two sets of notable absentees from the lineup in this, the Canadian pairs over 1,000 meters. The Bogdanovic brothers from Belarus, Olympic champions and winners in Vichy, and the Safran brothers from Hungary, European champions and winners in Szeged. Quickly away, two from the bottom of your picture in the turquoise blue canoe. That's Dumitrescu and Mihalaci of Romania. Also going quickly, the world silver medalist in the green canoe in lane number 6. That's Bezuglia and Prokopenko from Azerbaijan. And those two have got the early advantage, being pursued now by the German partnership of Eric Loy and Thomas Luck, who are very much the meat in the sandwich, those two. They were only 6th in Vichy in World Cup number 1, but are expected to improve, and improving they are now. Coming towards the last 200 meters of the race, and the power really on from the partnership of Eric Loy from Magdeburg and Thomas Luck from Neubrandenburg, and they're ahead of the Romanians, and the Azerbaijanis in the green canoe at the top of the picture might just be in second. It's Germany, Azerbaijan, and then Romania, with coming in 4th place there look to be Poland, Szczecinski and Rinkovic, but another German success. We had a good race here compared to Vichy, where we had a few problems, so we're happy to win here. Better tactics and a much stronger second half, earning Eric Loy and Thomas Luck their reward. 54-9-2. Two names shine out in the lineup of the final for the men's kayak pairs. They're both for Germany. Martin Hüllstein and Andreas Illy, the reigning Olympic champions. They are in lane 4 from the bottom of your picture. And getting away very quickly, Germany, but even quicker, Strelchanka and Finzukevich of Belarus, who in lane 5, right next to them in that sort of green and white kayak. You can see just spearheading at the moment. On the near side, also starting quickly, Marcus Oskarsson and Anders Gustafsson of Sweden. They're closest to you. And then the Czech Republic and Belgium right at the top of your picture, not out of it at this stage. Half distance, and Sweden by a fraction from Germany, very close. Then the Czech Republic, Belarus and Belgium, and now into the third quarter of the race. And Germany finding that irresistible rhythm and pace and powering on, and now beginning to pull away half a kayak length, 3/4 of a kayak length, going for clear water. And it's Germany in command, and the Czech Republic now on terms, perhaps just overtaken Sweden, and Belarus fading, Belgium finishing fast in the last 150 meters, but it's Germany for yet another success ahead of the Czech Republic. Belgium and Sweden almost neck and neck as they come towards the line. It is Germany, then the Czech Republic, and maybe Belgium ahead of Sweden in the last paddle stroke of the race. Germany looking very good, but for the championships, you also have to factor in the crews from Hungary, Spain, France and Slovenia. Traditionally, the final of the flying women's K4s is a dust-up between Hungary and Germany. Hungary, who won in Szeged, but are not represented here in Duisburg. But nonetheless, Germany putting in a very strong quartet with no less than 3 of their Olympic gold medalists from Beijing in that black kayak in lane number 4. Fanny Fisher in the stroke seat, setting the rhythm. Nicole Reinhardt right behind her, picking it up. Reinhardt, who beat Fisher in the 200s yesterday, into second place, and they're almost a half boat length up from the Chinese. It's Wang in the stroke seat for China, who is setting their rhythm, and the meat in the sandwich is Austria, with Victoria Schwarz setting the pace for that Austrian quartet. Now beginning to make improvement, it's Sokolowskaya of Belarus in lane 2. The yellow shirts, 2 from the bottom of your picture, but it's Germany by a boat length from China, and it's Belarus just about overhauling the Austrians as we come to the line. Germany, China, Belarus and Austria.
Familie ist hier, Freunde.
Our family and friends are here. This was very important because it's the qualification for the European Championship, so it was important for us to win. Fischer, Reinhardt, Wagner, Agostin and Dietz, a formidable foursome, but waiting in the wings, Hungary's Kozak, Kovac, Janic and Benedict. Here we go!
Ja, ich habe begonnen einem
when I started with the Canadian single, it looked a little bit like a bathtub. It was a huge 75 centimeters wide. But over the last 15 years, the boat has evolved a lot. It's become a lot narrower and as a result a lot quicker. The race pace was much quicker, and the last boat I used was just 32 centimeters wide, which was like balancing on a roof gutter that catches rain. Stability is the limit. That means if I paddle at a high frequency, I need a lot of strength, so I will choose a larger boat. But if I paddle a little slower, as in the 1,000-meter race, then the boat can be smaller and thinner. The boat must weigh 16 kilos, it's in the rules, so that all the boats have the same weight. 12 kilos for a one-seat kayak and 16 kilos for a single Canadian.
12 Kilo für ein Einer-Kajak und 16 Kilo für ein Einer-Kanadier. Es ist jeder sucht seine
Every
beste
athlete looks for the
Position.
best position. I try to put all my weight around the middle of the boat to avoid the swings, so that the front does not dive into the water and back again. We must be constantly attentive to that. Coaches are often videotaping to see what is the best position in the boat, and it's even more complicated with the Canadian doubles or the four.
Das ist genauso, es wird noch komplizierter in den Zweier- und Viererbooten. Also da muss man schon sehr oft schauen und gucken, wo ist die beste
Athletes
Position.
have a
Aber der
good
Athlet hat ein sehr
perception
gutes
with
Gefühl,
regard to the right or wrong position.
Oder nicht.
Unsettled conditions for this, the final day of the Duisburg regatta, and for the final of the men's kayak fours over 1,000 meters with the reigning Olympic, world and European champions from Belarus, 3 from the top of your picture in the black strip. Away we go, and Belarus, who were actually beaten into 3rd place in the opening World Cup regatta of the season in France by Germany, who bring out the same quartet, a mixture of youth and experience in lane number 3. The Australians with Luke Morrison in the stroke seat, going pretty strongly, and they're on the left of your picture with Italy in the blue right next to them, and on the right there, that's Germany with Markus Gross setting the rhythm in the second quarter of this race, coming to the end of the first 500 meters, and Germany right up there with Italy and Australia. Belarus not far off the pace, and also the Ukraine well to the fore. And now there are the Belarus quartet. Belarus with Pietrushenko in the stroke seat, Abalsamnov and Litvinchuk and Maknev. That's the quartet, and really finding their pace and rhythm now and coming clear, forging clear of Australia and Germany, who are now being tracked by Italy, looking for a place on the podium now. And it is Belarus, Luke Morrison, Murray Stewart, Dave Smith, Jacob Clear for Australia. Great work by them. They're solid in second place, and they've got the better of Markus Gross, Norman Brockel, Tim Wiescotter and Hendrik Bertz of Germany, who are holding off the Italians, who are stroked by Andrea Faccini. But it is Belarus holding on. The Australians finishing really fast, but Belarus, they get the win. Australia second, Germany third, Italy are in 4th place. inside 2:52 for the top two quartets, with Australia impressively closing again on the Olympic champions in the final quarter. No Katlin Kovac or Natasha Janic in this particular final of the women's kayak 500 metres, but nonetheless a world-class field with no less than 3 Olympic gold medalists in the lineup, including 3 from the bottom of the picture. Katrin Wagner-Augustin for Germany, 4 times an Olympic champion, and right on the far side in lane 7, Ina Osipenko-Radomska, the reigning individual Olympic champion from the Ukraine, and just beyond her, out of the picture at the moment, is Josefa Idem, 7 times an Olympian, the Sydney Olympic champion, in lane number 8. Rachel Cawthorne in the picture now, looking for her 3rd medal of the weekend in that very distinctive red and black striped kayak. Rachel, who is headed at the moment by the Dane, that's Henrietta Engel Hansen, coming to the half distance now, and it's Henrietta from Rachel Cawthorne who's out of the picture. She took bronze in the 200, Rachel, and a gold just yesterday in the 1,000 metres, and it's Denmark, Great Britain, and then also coming into this, there's Katrin Wagner-Augustin, and then Osipenko, the Olympic champion, in just about 4th place, with Josefa Idem beginning to make some progress now. Down to the closing stages now, and Rachel Cawthorne, European bronze medalist in Brandenburg a year ago, and has got the better of Engel Hansen, is leading, coming down to the finish now, ahead of Katrin Wagner-Augustin. Engel Hansen probably getting 3rd place. She does get 3rd place from the fast finishing Josefa Idem for Italy, 2 from the top of your picture. Well, what a stunning weekend for 21-year-old Rachel Cawthorne.
Really, really hard. I just went out from the start, tried to go as hard as I could and keep up with Henriette next to me, who just flew off. And then I just tried to pick it up at the end and was getting closer and closer to her, and I was just trying to cling on to keep going right to the finish line, and just about made it.
Rachel, just 21, loves racing, and the first British female paddler to win 3 medals in a single regatta weekend. What a prospect for 2012. The host nation doubly represented in this, the last Olympic category final of the weekend. A successful weekend for Germany, but arguably stronger challenges to come in the remainder of the season. Tina Dietz and Caroline Leonhardt won for Germany in Vichy, but 2 different outfits representing the host nation today. And very quickly to their paddling, lane number 3 there, that's Kmetskova and Kolova of Slovakia, who were runners-up in Szeged over 200 metres. And in the red vest there, that's Victoria Schwarz and Yvonne Schuring, one half of the Austrian K4 that finished 4th yesterday, and they're right up there with the Slovakians. Also going fast on the far side of the Austrians, that's Silke Hormann and Connie Wasmuth, and making ground also Britain's Jess Walker and Louise Sawyer in lane number 7. But it is at the moment Slovakia vying with Austria and Germany for the advantage, coming to the line. Germany at the top, just below them Austria. Whoa, very close, and I think actually the Slovakians have held on for 2nd place. Germany win, Slovakia 2nd, Austria 3rd. Congratulations once again to Germany, but in truth, the first 4 can all take some positives out of this race. Well, the World Cup's maybe done and dusted, but the season is far from over. Next stop for the Europeans are the European Championships on Lake Trasona in Asturias in July. Then, in August, the grand finale on the Malta Regatta course in the centre of the Polish city of Poznan. Before all of that, the Slalom World Cup gets underway. All details and timings on www.canoeicf.com. For myself, David Goldstrom, and the ICF team, thanks for your company. Bye-bye from Duisburg.